Hey guys, EDDBUD here, and today I've got a versus video for you for your cushion-conscious consumption. Nike versus Reebok, Pegasus versus Energy. It's the Peg 38 versus the Energy 3. So this one is a viewer requested versus video today, so I hope whoever it was, I can't quite find it, but whoever this was, I hope you enjoy it. Quick stats for you on these readily available daily stompers. Peg 38 comes in at retail 105 Earth credits, compared to 75 Earth credits for the Reebok Energy 3. Both have been discounted quite heavily though recently. I've seen these as low as 75 and these sub 50 in some sites, so do shop around. These two make for some tasty, cost-effective mile mastication. I found both of them fit true to size. They're quite similar actually in terms of fit. I think you'll find length is pretty much spot on in both of them. Outsole surface area as follows. 11.5 in the widest point in the forefoot of the 38. You've then got 6.5 in the arch and 8.5 in the heel. 338 grams or 11.9 ounces in my UK size 11.5. Around about 11.5 centimeters width in the forefoot here, with 7 in the arch and 9.4 in the heel. This one's a tad lighter at 296 grams, which is 10.4 ounces. We'll start with the upper first. Upper-wise, as summer approaches, the Reebok brings the breathability, and I think it's got a slight moderate advantage over the Peg 38 in that respect. The toe box material in the Peg 38 is a tad thicker, and perhaps the only real minor gripe I have about the shoe, it has become a touch odorous already over 100 miles, and temps are only going up here in the UK. The Reebok Energy 3 is a tad lighter in the upper, but just as comfortable as the Peg 38. Padding is perfect, and the lace tension over the top of the foot is non-tortuous. I think perhaps you can dial in the upper fit a little bit better on the Peg 38. I suppose with the Reebok you can't have it all. No real major deal-breaking issues at all in either of the uppers. As such, I'm going to call it a tie on this one.
Midsoles now.
I guess we have a more traditional midsole setup here in the Reebok Energy 3 versus that Air Zoom insert that we have in the forefoot of the Pegasus 38. I found that air unit makes the Nike shoe slightly more forgiving over the miles and a tad more versatile. I think you could probably utilise it more as a longer run shoe than you could the Energy 3. I certainly feel that the 38 has got the distance chops past maybe 10 to 12 miles. If you're going to do some of those longer runs, I think it could do that. It does have the cushion. I think the Energy 3 is a great shoe up to that point, but it lacked a little extra cushion in return, I think, for some of those longer miles when I was starting to feel a little bit more beaten up, I suppose. Though it might be different for you, every runner's different. Remember, this is just the views of one man. The React midsole, of course, does add a little bit of extra weight here. We're talking a good ounce or so over the Energy 3, and it certainly does seem to make the shoe a heavier option as the sizes stack up. I have experienced a huge range of paces in both of these shoes, anywhere between about 7 minutes per mile, right down to my sort of recovery type paces of around about 8 minutes 30 per mile. Both provide ample cushion for daily activities, though I think I'd veer towards the Pegasus 38 a little bit due to the range it offers. So for midsole, it's a win for the Pegasus 38. Outsole wise, the Energy 3 is a shoe that requires very little maintenance. It seems impervious almost to EDDBUD's rubber revenge. Mud just doesn't seem to stick to this stuff. I don't know what they've done to it to cause that to happen or not happen. Maybe it's down to the pattern or the arrangement or something. I'm really not sure. That Pegasus 38's got a stretched kind of waffle style outsole with that kind of crash rail on the side, and the traction's actually exceptional on this shoe, but there is a trade-off. The many fins, patterns and spaces here in the outsole do suck up debris, and you need some attention to remove some of those small stones over time, or they just really clog up the actual underside of the shoe. I think the heel and the side rails are actually the worst offenders there. I found little issues here with the outsole of the Reebok Energy 3, and despite actually my initial thoughts on the Pegasus 38 outsole being one of the best parts of it, I've got to say that the Energy 3 outsole trumps it. It's just as grippy and durable to boot. So a win for outsole for the Energy 3. Value wise, with at least 100 kilometers into both shoes, they're holding up very well. Barely anywhere on the Peg 38 outsole, and none at all on the Energy 3. The midsoles aren't creasing up too much and showing some good durability. In fact, I think they both feel better actually than when I first took them out of the box. And zero signs of abrasion on the uppers. That Reebok's of course got a price advantage over the Peg 38, though I feel it doesn't quite have the same long run chops as the Pegasus 38. If that is a vital requirement, then I think perhaps the Pegasus 38 is the shoe of choice for you. Though that doesn't mean that the Reebok Energy 3 isn't a fun, superb and value packed shoe. As such, I can't help but reward it the value crown today, meaning we have a tie for upper, midsole advantage to the Pegasus 38, outstanding outsole in the Energy 3, and for value too. I think considering the Energy 3 is often discounted to sort of sub £60 levels, there's not really anything else that matches it out there right now for value. The SL20 of 2021, it just might be that. Have you tried these two shoes out, guys? Let me know what you make of them in the comments below. A very quick musical interlude for you. I had a very long car journey earlier on and chose to opt for Neil Young's Archive 2 once again. The tracks on here you want to check out, guys, particularly are the ones with the stray gators. There's a load of live tunes there and they're all fantastic. The acoustic tunes like Old Man and Heart of Gold really sound great with this backup band, as do some of the tracks from Neil's album Time Fades Away. Don't Be Denied, for example, really sounds like it should have perhaps sounded, rather than the weaker efforts that are on the original album. Another beautiful song as well that really chills me out is a track called Mellow My Mind, which I think is Neil talking about perhaps how simple things were when he was a young man, you know, just fishing and juggling a few nickels and dimes. I kind of like that. It does remind us all that there were simpler times, you know, back in the past. So do check that one out, guys, from Neil Young. It's just called the Archive 2. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I very much appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications of when I launch those new videos for you. And it really does help us out here on the channel if you give this video a thumbs up, like, and share it with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you. What are you still doing here? Why are you still watching? Always great on a bank holiday Monday to get a message to say that there's another new pair of running shoes arriving. We got the Nike Pegasus Trail 3 incoming today. Our delivery guys should be here a bit later, so hopefully get to try those out maybe Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. If you have voted in the viewer poll over on the community section of the site, then I do thank you. I will be putting those stats together hopefully for a video a little later on today, so you've still got a little bit of time to cast your vote if you haven't done so already on your most used running shoe of 2021 so far. There's loads and loads of votes I've got to put together. Might see if I can get my daughter to help me put all the stats together and crunch the numbers, and we should have a video on that later on today, so I'm going to double up a little bit. Going to get out for some miles now. I think it's still relatively cool outside and there's a little bit of a breeze, so yeah, before it heats up too much. Catch you soon, guys.